Their websec.fr challenge, and the challenge I'm going to be doing today is going to be called level 13, which is yet another SQLite challenge, or is it then we go click on the URL. So let's get started. So we have this one. So we have level 13, a privilege offer, a simple tool to display privileges so you can check them. As usual, the source code can be found here. And it says right here IDs to display 1, 2, and 3. So we press go, we see that the ID 1, 2, 3 gets printed out. So I guess we can check the source code right away and see what's going on behind the scenes. So looking on, we see we have an integer, username, privileges, and password, and then we have insert user values into the admin, execute for every ID, and then there's like 25, I guess, and passes in the user, insert values. Then we have right here, I guess, the part where we get to input the IDs. So IDs. So if it isn't a string, if it can't, it'll be print out don't be silly. So let's test that out. Test out that logic right here. So I guess if we don't put nothing, oh, that still prints out. Like, what if we put like a hashtag? Oh, nothing. That's weird. So so we, I guess, something, the string length. Or I guess if it isn't, it'll print out don't be silly. But please don't check all privileges at once. So we put like a lot of values into here. I don't know, I'm pressing like so many values that the string is over 70. Please don't check privileges all at once, so that makes sense. So it can't be over 70. And then we have this explode function. So explode, if you guys don't know, it basically separates everything by the comma. So explode PHP splits a string by a string. So right here we're splitting the string by quotes, and then it iterates through every one of them. And if the string is less than 1, then it unsets it. So what does unset do? We'll make that up right here. Unset PHP destroys the specific variable. So that's basically what it does. Unsets a variable or destroys a specific variable, I'm guessing in an array or like in something. So now we're right here, and then after that it implodes it. So I'm guessing it's the opposite of explode, which is just everything that's separated gets put back, but uh, with quotes. And then we have this select user ID, select privilege from where user ID is in, and then after that it passes in the selector value, and then it queries it out. So I guess you're asking ourselves, how do we solve this challenge? What's the, I guess, the exploit for this challenge for the most part? So I have right here on online PHP compiler. So what do we have here? So right here we have the payload that we're going to be used, which is a bunch of quotes along with along with the the usual stuff, union select. So if you guys don't understand this part, union select, so we just select the 1, 2 values, but we pass in these values from users. So it prints out the 1, 2, and then at the end it prints out user password, which is part of the user thing. So now we have right here, for every I at 0, and I is the count of temp. Temp is the value after it gets exploded. So in this part, so this is all the values I get separated. So what it's gonna do is gonna basically set these values up. So it's gonna set the values in between this. It's gonna say separate everything by a quote. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 values that we're going off by that. And they're gonna start off by 7. So every count it prints out the temporary count, which is 7, and then it echoes n, prints a new line, and then we echo the temporary value at that specific range, and then we echo it out, and then we set that value to the temp, and then if the temp is less than 1, it unsets it. So if we run this, we see 7, which is for the most part this value at the end, and then it echoes out the temp value at the beginning, which is this, and temp I, which is 0 for the most part. So it starts off at 0, which is this value right here, and since 0 okay, so then this 0 gets passed to temp I, and then if 0 is less than 1, that means it unsets it. Why? Because there's no value right here, because it separates it by comma and the first value in it. There's nothing right here, and it keeps on doing it for every one of them. So this is This is the one where it's placed at 0, and I guess we could probably get a better look at it if we just put like echo $i, and if we run it. Oh, run this now. $i. We run this. So 0, 1, 2, 3, and we can check it right here. 0, 1, 2, 3. There's no values in between the thing that's separated by I, so that means it unsets it and removes it from right here. And since it removes it right here, we then implode it back, and then it's gonna generate this value. And what this is gonna do is basically grab the user password from the selected users right here, and then after that just like comment everything out, which gets passed right here where it says implode select, no select ID, user privileges, and username from users, where user ID and selector. But then after that we pass in like a bunch of quotes to like close the quotes off right here. And then after that we do a union select, and we select all three values, but the thing we want to get is the user password at the end. And then from user, so that's why there's two ending semicolons right here, or parentheses at the end right here to close this off right here. And then after that we do a union select, which is so it's gonna ignore this part and just run our query right here. And then I guess for the most part comment everything out, which is just this part right here. So if we just copy this and then just put this query into our websec level 13, we should get the flag value. And then we get a bunch of these values, and at the end we get the websec SQL injection HTML made simple with no privileges. So if we just copy this and then input it right here, we validate, and then since I already submitted, I got the points for it. But yeah, that's about it mostly for this challenge. It's a pretty fun challenge for the most part, I guess, understanding what implode and then explode does for the most part. Pretty fun SQLite challenge. But anyway, that's about it for me. Hopefully you guys learned something new today. I know I did, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.